Hello, beautiful stars. Courtney here with Stars on Morning Light. And this is the Akashic Records message for November 2024. Before I say anything, folks, I do want to remind people if you are new here, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button for me, and definitely sharing this out. Also, when the Akashic speaks, sometimes they will say things like, you do not or you do not see or you see not. We're going to hear that twice. You see not. This means you do not see, right? um how they word things is a little bit differently, so just bear in mind of that. This message I might give a little bit of commentary to, but not in great detail. um I think the message is perfect the way it stands and very November 2024. So once again, I'm Courtney, host of Stars of the Morning Light. I am an Akashic messenger, and this is for the collective of November 2024. Beloved creatures and inhabitants of the world, you are more connected now than your thoughts would tell you. Humans, animals, life on earth. You are one being, one force of energy moving in time and space. All things will change. All things happen with greater intent. The beginning will look like the end. The beginning of letting go and embracing the earth as one connection. The beginning will look like the end. Nature is trying to tell you it's time. Nature is calling you back. She needs your focus more than the television. To be of one spirit energy, connected to all things, is to let go of democracy and release yourself from worry. Nature is your home. Nature is your provider. You see not the transition of community. You see not the union of greater souls. You see not the fulfillment of better days. For you see the ending and not the beginning. Rejoice in letting go. Rejoice in community together. Rejoice in the choice of freedom to express, do, act outside of the human dictator mindset. Humans are free to create. The ending is creating. Leaders of creation are presented in times of chaos. Lights of the world, as you call them. To create is to let go completely. Okay, beautiful people. I will read again and maybe just do a little bit of commentary. Um, I know I do live here in the United States of America, and I do know everyone is focused on November. Um, do know there's so much happening planetarily wise that if we look to the sky and look around at our nature, hopefully it can give us a bit more sense of security. I will read a bit and then maybe comment on it. Um, I think it's a beautiful reading. I really do. Beloved creatures and inhabitants of the world, you are more connected now than your thoughts would tell you. Humans, animals, life on earth, you are one being, one force of energy moving in time and space. All things will change. All things happen with greater intent. The beginning will look like the end. This is not to be afraid of anything. The beginning will look like an end. The end is a beginning. Isn't that joyful? That's wonderful. The beginning will look like an end. It's all of our perception, right? It's just how we perceive it. All things happen with greater intent. So maybe what will look like an ending actually has really great, huge, wonderful, positive intent. The beginning will look like an end. The beginning of letting go and embracing the earth as one connection. Mm. The beginning will look like the end. Nature is trying to tell you it's time. Nature is calling you back. She needs your focus more than the television. Amen to that. I know we can all understand that. She, the earth, Mother Earth, needs our attention more than anything we're witnessing on a screen. To be of one spirit energy, connected to all things. I'm going to read that again because it's going to tell us how. To be of one spirit energy, connected to all things, is to let go of democracy and relieve yourself from worry. So I do want to say, because I do live in the United States of America, and November is our election, and most of my viewers here also live in the States. For those who are not in the States, I can't imagine what we look like right now over here. Um, oh, we are the wild, wild west, folks. Um, to let go of democracy. Here's the thing. When you have in a election a two-party system, someone wins and someone doesn't, regardless of which side of the pole, right, of the duality of this 3D. When there is a competition like that, it's a competition. Do not doubt that. It is a competition. It is a us versus them versus us, all sorts of competition, which is not needed, especially if we focus on nature. When that occurs, though, when there's a winner and a loser, and it's already been said a million times that if one person wins or the other person wins, both sides are saying it's a failure of democracy. Um, it's dangerous to democracy. Both sides are saying that. So whoever wins, the other side is going to charge with that concept, right? When the Akashic, the enlightened beings, the celestial beings that are far more knowledgeable than us, not saying we're not powerful, not saying that we're not amazing and ultimate, but they can see beyond the duality, right? And the competition and greed and egos. So I'm going to read this again because we can let go. We can. And it'd be a good idea if we did. Far bigger, greater intent to be focusing on To be of one spirit energy connected to all things. To be one spirit energy. So one, the great one, right? Great spirit, as the natives would refer to it as. To be of one spirit energy connected to all things is to let go of democracy and release and relieve yourself from worry. Nature is your home. Nature is your provider. You see not the transition of community. You see not the union of greater souls. You see not the fulfillment of better days. Beloveds, they're saying that is what's happening. You're not seeing it. So let's open. Let's expand our views and change it from you don't see this stuff happening into that we see it. See the transition of community. See the union of greater souls. See the fulfillment of better days. For you see the ending and not the beginning. Rejoice in letting go. Rejoice in coming together. Rejoice in the choice of freedom to express, do, act outside the human dictator mindset. Humans are free to create. I'm going to read that again and I will comment on it. For you see the ending and not the beginning. This is why we're not seeing the transition of community. We're not seeing the greater souls because we're looking at an ending and not a beginning. When the beginning is extremely present for greater intent. Rejoice in letting go. Rejoice in coming together. Rejoice in the choice of freedom to express, do, act outside of the human dictator mindset. Outside of there's one or another. There's us versus them. There's one side and another side, the duality. That duality, that competition, that not focusing on nature, the it has to be this way mindset. We don't understand that when we have that in our mind, that this has to happen, it has to happen. And if it doesn't happen, then what do we go through? A mental breakdown is what that's called. When we could actually remove ourselves from duality, from projected outcomes, from the worry, fear, doubt. We can remove ourselves out of it by helping our own mind. The mind that tells us it's this way or the highway. It's one or the other. It's an ending and not a beginning. So please understand that. They're not saying the human dictator mindset, as in we have a dictator somewhere telling us how to think. It's our own mind that is not expanding outside. It literally says the word rejoice in the choice. So you do have a choice. Rejoice in the choice of freedom to express, do, act outside of the human dictator mindset, outside of what humans tend to tell themselves. Humans are free to create. That's the next line. Humans are free to create. The ending is creating. And they have an exclamation mark there. The ending is creating. That's awesome. Leaders of creation are present in times of chaos. Lights of the world, you call them. To create is to let go completely. I love this reading, folks. I'm going to read it all the way through one more time for you. I love this reading. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because so many people, I mean, I can feel it, folks. I can feel what the collective is going through, right? I can feel it. I am one of those type of empaths that I don't necessarily feel others in the room, but as a collective, I get to feel that. Oh, fun, right? I can feel it. I can feel the stress, the worries, the fears on all sides, scales, on the spectrum, every little notch, every little degree of where it is within that mindset of humans. And it's because we're seeing an ending, not a beginning. We're not focusing on nature, who is really screaming, look at me, look at me. I am more important than all of this busyness. Look at me, look at me. And you are of me. We are of nature. We are one with the animals. There is no separation between us and the creepy crawlies and the four-leggeds and the big oak trees and the roaring seas. There is no separation. And she is screaming, look at me, help me. And that is what we're here to do. I love this reading. I'm going to read it again. So this is the November 2024 Collective Akashic Message. Beloved creatures and inhabitants of the world, you are more connected now than your thoughts would tell you. Humans, animals, life on earth, you are one being, one force of energy moving in time and space. All things will change. All things happen with greater intent. The beginning will look like the end. The beginning of letting go and embracing the earth as one connection. The beginning will look like the end. Nature is trying to tell you it's time. Nature is calling you back. She needs your focus more than the television. To be of one spirit energy, connected to all things, is to let go of democracy and relieve yourself from worry. Nature is your home. Nature is your provider. You see not the transition of community. You see not the union of greater souls. You see not the fulfillment of better days. You see the ending and not the beginning. Rejoice in letting go. Rejoice in coming together. Rejoice in the choice of freedom to express, do, act outside of the human dictator mindset. Humans are free to create. Leaders of creation are present in times of chaos. Lights of the world, you call them. To create is to let go completely. Thank you for listening, beloveds. I want to say that this reading right here, as I just received it yesterday, is the reason I have been putting out here on Stars of the Morning Light, and especially to the patrons of Stars of the Morning Light, that all humans are creators, right? Not just writing our own stories, we're also creating and manifesting and demonstrating all the time. We're expressing, doing, acting, right? As I was said in the reading, all of us do, because we are one with creation. We are one spirit energy within creation, right? What I've been proposing, because I know people will see the ending instead of the beginning. What I've been proposing is that when we go to manifest, create, demonstrate, that sort of thing, very much manifest. Because of that human dictator mindset, right? We only know what we know until we know differently. We only do as we do until we do differently. And expanding outside of that mindset, right? That's one of our goals, is to expand outside of that mindset. Because of that mindset, we tend to go to manifest the same that we've always known. And it could be from resources that an individual needs, from a new car to daycare to a new house, whatever. And it could be individual based and or collective based and or community based, right? Whatever it may be. We tend to base it off of what we've always known. Whatever we've seen, witnessed, learned about throughout history, whatever it may be, right? Well, true creation allows us, opens us up to be able to create something completely new, whatever we choose. This is why we love artists so much. Because when a new artist creates something that we've never seen, we go, wow. That's why it inspires us. Because it gives us that at least a few moments of going, we can expand out of what we've always known. We can create something completely new. And we can do it in all things. In all things, because we are creation. So I propose in this video that we see this time period as a beginning, as a beautiful beginning. Is there endings and beginnings? Do they go hand in hand in this world? Yes, they're a great, they're a great handshake, right? In this world, it's how things operate. And in this world, we can use that to the advantagement of an advancement of all people, places, and things. Because if there is an ending, well, then there's going to be a beginning. If there is an ending, well, then there's going to be a beginning. We can focus on nature, and we can also use our power of manifesting to create completely anew. Completely anew. Systems, people, places, things, operations, organizations, policies, procedures, how we in our personal life, how the I, we, one goes about our days, goes about our relationships, goes about the connection we have. We could completely design, create, manifest anew. That's amazing. That is amazing. That is unbelievably amazing. And we're being asked right now to acknowledge that and look to support the efforts and what is needed as the earth is screaming at us for attention. Screaming at us for attention. Regardless of what people may think, the earth has been going through severe birthing pains for quite a long time, and she's getting ready, folks. We are here for her. It is a symbiotic relationship. We give to her, she gives to us. Earth is our home. Earth is our provider, right? So, food for thought that you are not a powerless being. You are ultimate. You are a manifester. You are a creator. You are a light of this world. So start daydreaming. Start daydreaming about what a whole new life for yourself and others around you would look like, so we can start focusing on the beginning instead of the ending. With our eyes on the divine of the Mother Earth that we call home. I love you all so much. Happy November 2024. I'm Courtney from Start of the Morning Light. Please share this out if you can. Hit the thumbs up for me. Leave a comment below if you can. And of course, I will be with you throughout the month. Bye, folks.